What's good, everybody? It's D Brown Shanghai. And looking back, there was a time where the NBA 2K versus NBA Live thing, it was a real rivalry. But in order for a rivalry to be a rivalry, there has to be competition. And I'm sorry, but it's no longer competitive. At least if you're going off of sales anyway. But every now and then, one company takes a shot at the other. And of course, we get the annual stolen idea or two. But the days of this rivalry being top dog in sports gaming is over. But there is another ongoing rivalry that I'm afraid could have, it could have an impact on us, and it's not even about us. And that rivalry is PES versus FIFA. What if EA Sports signed an exclusive licensing deal with the NBA for the NBA playoffs, and until that deal ran out, every year in NBA 2K, in my career or in my league or whatever you play that has playoffs in it, instead of it being called the NBA playoffs, it was something like the NBA postseason showdown or something, because playoffs is licensed out to the other game. Well, that's exactly what's going on in this PES versus FIFA rivalry every single year. We see this to an extent in NBA games like Michael Jordan only being in 2K. The way things have been playing out with PES and FIFA is that every year there's a shakeup of who and what is going to be licensed in which game. For example, most recently, it was announced that Juventus would not be in FIFA 20. Instead, a fake replica club will be replacing them with the same players, but with a fake kit, fake logo and all of that. It's not Juventus, but it's Juventus, you feel me? And even before that, FIFA 19 was the first time that the UEFA Champions League was in FIFA for over a decade, because up until now, PES was hogging that license. Now, this is relevant to the channel for a couple reasons. The first being, holy, can we please just take 1 second to rejoice in the fact that for once, it's not 2K f***ing something up. You feel me? It's nice for once being the one looking over the fence like, sheesh, I don't know what y'all got going on over there. Because it's usually us. As 2K players, we're usually the ones who people are peeping over our fence, making fun of us because we got to deal with this company and their tactics. And I know this isn't that big of a deal, even though they do this with some of the biggest clubs and some of the biggest leagues in the world in these games. But on PES, you can download, what are they called? You can download option files or you can download them on PS4 and PC. You can't do it on the Xbox for some reason, but you can download these option files that allow you to get like all the real teams and all of the real players into the game. But if FIFA is able to fully wipe PES out, which is kind of looking grim for them boys, I'm not gonna lie, seeing as that FIFA sells tens of millions of copies every year, like easily, they're not even worried about it, like it's easily gonna sell tens of millions. And PES, on the other hand, they struggle to get 1 million. And what's wild about this whole thing is critically, according to the critics, PES is the better game. It is the better game. It's better than FIFA. But according to the sales, FIFA is still the top dog. So if they're able to wipe out a game that people deem to be the better game is going to get wiped out by the more popular game, the game that has way more money, then that does not bode well for sports gaming in general. We already know that sports games outside of soccer use these tactics as well. I mentioned Jordan being only in 2K, but in the mid-2000s, 2K went by ESPN Basketball 2K4 and 2K5 for 2 years until they switched back to the regular 2K title. And almost immediately when they parted ways with ESPN, EA snatched up that license in 2006, and they literally have not let go of it since, which is why today in NBA Live 19, you get First Take and Stephen A and Max Kellerman and those guys. So this brings us back to where we started with our 2 basketball games, right? Current day, the last 2Ks have sold historically. Even though we know 2K18, the actual game itself does not back that up. Live, on the other hand, has sold abysmally, like so poorly that I can't find the numbers. 2K boasts their sales everywhere. You can find 2K sales on accident. I wasn't even looking for them hoes and I found them. I looked. I tried to do research for this video. I wanted to have specific numbers and everything. Nope, Live and EA, they're like, nah, bro, you want these sales, you gotta pull up to the studio, you gotta go through Dave. Dave got hands. And even when Live attempts to bring in some new fans by putting their game on sale for $4, which is, that's admirable. I understand your company isn't doing great. So you're like, give some people a chance to play the game to see if they even like it. 2K is like, we don't care, nigga. Put ours on sale for $3. Take that, EA. So if we are about to see NBA Live disappear for a while like they did after NBA Live 10, which is possible because how many times can you put all this money into a game without receiving a profit on it. How many years can you do that in a row before somebody's like, all right, we not doing this no more? But if they do end up disappearing again, that will mean 2K will once again have a monopoly over basketball games. And this is the part where I'm gonna ask y'all to let me fantasize for a moment and, keep an open mind. So years down the road, right? Maybe 3, maybe 8, who knows? A competitor rises from the ashes of EA, you know what I'm saying, in NBA Live. Maybe it's EA, maybe they come back with a fire-ass NBA Live game to compete with. Maybe it's Sony revamping their the NBA series, or Epic Games. It don't matter. Specifically, it don't matter. But if FIFA is able to wipe PES off the map, is it really hard to believe that 2K will follow in their steps and start just throwing some of them millions upon the millions that they make at the NBA in order to get some exclusivity? Did I say that right? I think I said it wrong. It's exclusivity. I'm sorry. But really, does that sound too out of character for NBA 2K that if a basketball game was emerging as an actual competitor for once in the last, we haven't had a competitive NBA game market for over a decade. Think about that. And with the exclusive licensing, 2K could double down on all of the things that they do that we hate, like the greed, the prioritizing of VC exploits over actual gameplay issues. They could double down on all of this stuff if they didn't have to worry about anybody else. I don't know, man. Maybe I let myself think too hard about this. Maybe Live won't get wiped off the map after all, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm right. 2K has never been scared to throw money at any of their problems, as long as those problems aren't the servers or, get more manpower. But I don't know, man. There's no way anybody can know. The basketball game genre needs something, bro. 2K is way too comfortable. But am I tripping? Do anybody else think that this could happen? Am I just tripping? Do y'all think that 2K, they wouldn't go as far to start buying parts of the NBA exclusively for their game? Let me know down below in the comments, man. And as always, I'm D Brown Shanghai, bro, and I'm up out of here.